Now at 10:30, remembering the twin quakes. We're continuing our coverage on the Ridgecrest earthquakes that happened 5 years ago, hitting Kern's desert communities the hardest. Tonight, we're taking a look at what first responders learned from that day.
Also, what improvements have been made to earthquake detection technology. Eyewitness News reporter Leslie Molina has the details.
Well, over the last 5 years, there's been plenty of time for reflection, so I took the chance to speak with the Kern County Fire Department and seismologists to see what they took away from the incident and what has changed. For many, the 4th of July is a time for celebration, but for others, the holiday brings up some not so joyous emotions.
Get under the table, get under the table. Oh my God.
It has now been 5 years since 6.4 and 7.1 magnitude earthquakes hit the city of Ridgecrest.
It was an interesting incident for the fact that it came at a time of the year that, as a department, we were already extremely busy.
There will be a wide variety of services.
Andrew Freeborn with the Kern County Fire Department was there that day and told Eyewitness News the department's resources were put to the test.
When you have already, because of the holiday, a heightened amount of emergency activity, and then you combine that with an earthquake, you really see how thin the resources can get.
4th of July is already the busiest time of year for the department. Add to that a few earthquakes and then having to put out several fires, the resources were stretched thin. What a lot of people do not know is that earthquake protocol is not that much different than responding to a wildfire.
And so the lesson learned for us is that the policies and training we have in place, it definitely works.
But the department did encounter some uncharted territory.
In Ridgecrest, the largest of the earthquakes wasn't the first one. We now know the term foreshock.
We've all heard of aftershock before. It is those smaller quakes that happen after the big main one. But what exactly is a foreshock? Seismologist Alan Husker told Eyewitness News a foreshock is an earthquake that happens before a larger one in the same location.
I don't know if this would be the right way to put it, but it's kind of foreshadowing.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So in the Ridgecrest case, the 6.4 quake that happened on July 4th was a foreshock to the 7.1 magnitude one that happened a day later.
For my whole life, I always thought of once you have a large earthquake, you're just going to have a number of smaller earthquakes that follow that. You could have a large earthquake followed by an even larger earthquake.
Foreshocks are not unusual, but Husker says the one that happened in Ridgecrest is unique.
Typically, we think of a foreshock happening on the same fault, and in this case, it wasn't on the same fault. It was on a separate fault that was almost perpendicular to the main fault.
This jumping of fault lines has been a point of fascination for scientists, and according to Husker, is similar to an earthquake that happened in Turkey.
And this is actually one of the concerning things, specifically for Bakersfield, is you have the Garlock fault, which is really close to Bakersfield. It's a very big fault, and also the San Andreas.
Luckily, earthquake technology has improved over the last 5 years. Fiber optic cables, those that help bring internet to your home, can also sense earthquakes. There are also apps like My Shake, which give people a few seconds of early warning before a major one happens. And if an earthquake does happen, drop, cover, and hold on. But Freeborn said the biggest lesson people should take out of this is the importance of being prepared. Always have a stock of non-perishable food, water, and a first aid kit ready.
Once the earthquake hits, if you haven't taken those steps, you're going to be more than inconvenienced.
Leslie Molina, Eyewitness News.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Murcia with Eyewitness News Bakersfield Now on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel where we have tons of great content to choose from. While you're here, go ahead and click on the subscribe button right there. That way you can stay up to date on all the things related within Kern County. Thanks for watching.